So, I released my very first game on Steam, and it changed everything. And I mean in every possible way. Working on a game, any game, is hard. But finishing one, that's a whole different level of pain. It was honestly one of the toughest challenges of my life. You work for months, years, seeing progress in tiny little steps. It takes discipline, patience, and probably way too much caffeine. But when you finally reach the end, when you hit that glorious publish button on Steam, it feels like the world stops for a second. That moment was the reward for 4 long years of work, done in our free time by a team of just 3 friends, trying to make something we could be proud of. And when that now available on Steam page finally went live, yeah, everything changed. But not exactly in the way I expected. Stick around because I'll tell you how we got there and what happened after. Okay, so before we get into the juicy details, like sales numbers and how the whole launch actually went, let's rewind a bit. Developing Cloud of Rain was quite the adventure. It's a turn-based RPG with exploration, tons of weapons, characters and abilities. Basically, not the easiest genre to tackle when you are just 3 friends, and you have no idea what you're doing. But somehow we did it. We finished it, we shipped it, and we were so proud of what we made. What we didn't realize was that the hardest part of the game development isn't making the game. It's actually getting people to know it exists. We completely underestimated marketing. We thought, well, our game's solid, it looks nice, it works. People will find it, right? We started promoting it just before release, reaching out to YouTubers, journalists, trying to spread the word. But there are just too many games coming out every single day. Our game was just a tiny drop in an ocean of releases. So there we were, tired after 4 years of development, and no one was playing our game. Not because it was bad, but because no one even knew it existed. We tried to fix things, we tried different strategies, but nothing really worked. And honestly, the mood dropped a lot. But life goes on. My wife, who was part of the dev team, and I picked ourselves up. And we started a brand new project. A slightly different kind of adventure. Because we became parents. New life, new challenges, new sleepless nights, but also a new way to see things. And as much as I love being a dad, I couldn't just abandon my passions for games, for art, for storytelling. So I started something new. This time using tools I'd never touched before. And from the very beginning, I decided to show everything. Early prototypes, experiments, progress, all of it. Because I realized something really important. I don't just love making games, I love sharing them. Sharing the process, the ideas, the lessons, everything. That's what truly drives me. Game development pushes you out of your comfort zone. It forces you to think differently, to change yourself. And in my case, it literally changed the way I see life. Oh yeah, you're curious about the revenue. Let's say $2,000. But that's not the point. That project made me a better developer, a better person, and honestly, a better dad. It changed how I approach everything. How I make games, how I face my fears, how I show myself online. I went from working in 2D to learning 3D, from being invisible online to creating some YouTube channels, where I share my progress, teach stylized art, and try to inspire other indie dads to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. But you know what really surprised me the most? Starting my YouTube channel didn't just help me share my work, it helped me find my people. At first, it was just me talking into a camera, posting videos that maybe 5 people watched, and 2 of them were probably my wife and my mom. But over time, something amazing happened. A small community started to grow around my videos. People who were genuinely interested, not just in the games I make, but in the journey behind them. People who understood the late nights, the frustration, the endless debugging session that make you question all your life choices. And still, they stayed. They commented, they shared their own projects. They told me they were inspired to keep going because of my story. And that honestly gave me the motivation to keep going too. Because game development can be really isolating. You spend so much time in your head, staring at code, fixing problems no one else can see. But when you have a little community around you, people cheering for you, learning with you, failing with you, it suddenly feels a lot less lonely. Now, every time I upload a new video, I don't feel like talking into a camera anymore. I feel like I'm talking to friends, to people who get it. And that's, for me, it's priceless. And all of this started with the failure of my very first game. Because sometimes failure doesn't mean the end, it means next level. So yeah, Gods of Rain didn't make me rich, but it made me happy. And in the end, that's what really matters. Try again, fail better.